city of Philadelphia, LRTN presents How's My People? Your favorite spot for Liberian news. With your co-hosts, McGarris Jackson, Daryl Kennedy, Quinita Dunbar, and Fuchsia Shade.
How's my people doing?
We doing all right.
Welcome back to another episode of How's My People with your co-host Fuchsia Shade,
Daryl Kennedy,
and McGarris Jackson.
And I know you guys miss us. We miss you too, and so does Q. But without further ado, I'm not gonna say too much. Just stay tuned with us, and you'll see our little surprise at the end. Without further ado, let's get right into news with Daryl Kennedy.
Thank you, Fuchsia. So, I know we got our stimulus checks, guys. Well, at least most of us did. So that's one good thing that's been happening. So I know we've been eating good with the steak and lobsters, everybody. You know what I'm saying? Also, Beyonce, shout out to you, girl. And it's Black History, not Black History, it's Women History Month. And she is making headways with her 28th Grammy. You know, I think she's the first woman to do this and the second person in history. So,
Yes.
Congratulations, Beyonce. I'm proud of you with your Black Parade album. You know, I'm right there with you stomping. Okay, girl. That's what I'm talking about. All right. And now with all the stimulus checks and us being all happy and insane with the Grammys and whatnot, there's also some bad news that's going on in our country, particularly for our Asian American brothers and sisters. Now, according to NBC, there's been an additional 3,800 additional hate crimes against Asian Americans this past year. This is unprecedented for, I think in the history since that we've been taking census of things like this, that we've seen Asian Americans being discriminated in such ways. We've seen people being beaten in the streets, especially the older people and women, older Asian women in particular, are being beaten in the streets, are being attacked, are being called racial slurs. And this is how all led up to 9 people being killed in Boulder, Colorado on March 22nd. Now, I wanted to open it up to you guys to ask you guys a question. Do you think this is a reflection of what the Black community has been going through these past 400 years, basically? Do you think it's the same thing? It's a little different, because a lot of Asian Americans are saying, I think they're now starting to understand how discrimination really feels on that type of scale. But what would you guys say about this whole situation?
Fuchsia, would you like to go first? Or
No, you can go ahead.
To answer your first question, do I believe that they're kind of like experiencing the same thing or the same movement? I feel like yes, in a sense. Only reason why I say that is because the magnitude of which Black people had to endure such hate is, I don't want to minimize anybody else's movement or anything like that, but the magnitude in which Black people had to, and now Asians are now experiencing it, there's still a large gap in regards to what we have to endure. But what I will say is I'm proud that, Asians and the Asians and the African Americans, we're now one in a sense where we kind of now understand each other in which the movements that are going on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I watched a video on Instagram a couple weeks ago, and it was a girl. She was an Asian girl, and she explained how the media was kind of making it. They were kind of distorting the story of Asian hate and making it basically putting African Americans against Asians, saying that African Americans also commit crimes against Asians as well.
Yep.
Why is that not being heavily promoted? And it was kind of one of those things that it was they were trying to put our movements against each other. But what was empowering about the video was the fact that she was able to bring it in. If you have a separate agenda, don't use another person's movement and the movement that's going on right now to try to combat each other.
Yeah.
To, hide your agenda. So I think right now, being in a place of where both of the movements are now, in a sense, one. Because a fight for equality is a fight for all mankind, you know what I mean? Equality doesn't just belong to one group of people. It's African American people, it's Hispanics, it's the Asians, Europeans, equality for all, So that's just my take on it.
I actually just think now, like you were saying, the Asians Americans have the same playing field as the African Americans now. And it's always been that type of thing where, you know, the Asians weren't really with us with everything we're doing with the Black Lives Matter movement. We didn't really see that many Asian Americans marching or just for our, you know, for our movement. And they always had this sense of they're up there with the Caucasian people, you know. They always have this, we're a little bit better. But now I'm starting to see that they're getting the fact that you guys are still immigrants just like us. We all migrated. You guys are, you know, still a minority just like us. You're not on the same playing field as white people.
Yeah.
Y'all not. Y'all right with us. Y'all with the Mexicans, the Puerto Ricans, the blacks, the Africans, Jamaicans. We're all together. So there was a lot of times where, and we all know that a lot of Asian Americans profit off of the African American community.
Oh yeah,
They have a lot of
those stops, the hair.
How so?
Oh yeah,
Also, me personally,
personally, I went shopping to Asian market because like the African market was a little further away,
right?
And like they don't always have like all the same,
all the things,
but they do cook with the same ingredients as we did. So yesterday I went to go buy, you know, all my chicken and whatnot.
They had everything that we needed,
and we gave our money to their, you know,
to them for their businesses to flourish. Even hair products, so many different things. They profit off of us. They're in our nails,
nail salons,
lashes, eyebrows. They're in our communities making money off of us, but they don't support us. They don't march with us. They don't care if our people are dying.
Right. I know a lot of Asian shops in this, you know, in
this area,
in black areas.
So now the playing field, they're actually getting to understand the division that black people had to endure all these years.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they had some division against them, but not personal, you know, personal hate crimes like what's going on right now.
Yeah.
Not saying that I'm happy or I'm wishing these things that happen to them. You know, it's terrible. No one should be ridiculed no one should be ridiculed, period. So it's a terrible situation, but I think now they're understanding, hey, we've been acting like we're above these people, but maybe we should have been with them. They're not the enemy here. They're trying to do something, and now our people are being attacked, and who are they looking for aid?
But do you think, honestly, for me, you did make a point, like, we don't really see that many Asians in the movement, I guess, in movement, but, like, I don't really see Asians a part of any movement, whether it's a white movement, a black movement, any type of movement.
Yeah,
I think Asians usually just mind their own. They stay by themselves and they mind their own business.
Well, now we see why we can't really do that. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I see that, but like we got to understand who they are as a culture. Their culture is
exactly.
that they're very conservative. You know what I mean? As a culture, and then on top of it too, a lot of them, when it comes to the language barriers, there's huge language barriers. A lot of Asians that have been in America for how many years and still can't even speak proper English. That's just my take on it.
I mean, like, I don't know about that because I know, because,
I think
what the biggest thing is, especially while you're saying why they might think they might be a little uppity, as, you know, the royal family might say, you know, in their own little vernacular. But I think why they're a little bit, like, more like that's because they have the minor minority, you know what I mean, stigma about them. Though they are, you know, the fastest growing minority group in America right now, and though they have the largest wealth inequality gap in their own, you know, group, and within in the larger whole, they have that, you know, Asians are good at math. Asians don't commit crimes. Asians are good Americans, model Americans. They come here, they keep their nose down, and I think they kind of play into it a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And it's been working for them because I think if they see a job who's a predominantly white company or whatever sees an Asian person and a black person who are equally as qualified, they're going to go with the Asian person because of that stigma, because of that, you know, that they already have versus the stigma that the black people. I think that's the difference between us. I think they've had a better stigma. It's not so much that they're better than us or they produce more than we can or whatnot. They had that stigma, so it's easier for them to get their foot in the doors a lot of the times. Now that the coronavirus is happening, and you know Trump kind of set things off with the Kung flu and all that racist rhetoric that he's been pushing on them, they're kind of seeing what it's like not to have that model minority stigma and all that behind you. Now you see the negative part of it, the real negative part of it, and it goes. I think it's helping them get out of their chairs. It's if you don't stand for anything, you fall for everything.
They're not, you know, the superior group in this country.
Of course not. No
and
one
I felt
is.
like, because like you said, if there was an Asian person or a black person, they would pick the Asian person, so they started to look down on us like we're less than. But you still have to realize we're all part of minorities. We're
Exactly.
all
So that's why
we're
I
all
think
trying to make something.
we definitely have to, like, you know, come together and kind of like say, listen, I understand that you guys might have had that stick, you know. We have to. They might have been a little up themselves, but we have kind of have to take the higher ground here, because at the end of the day, we are still immigrants. We are all together. We're all trying to get that goal where we have that equality amongst all of us, where as race won't matter anymore, race, creed, whatever will not matter anymore. So we'll be right back after these quick commercial breaks. Stay tuned, guys. Don't go anywhere. Don't go nowhere. Don't click that button.
My name is Joe Ardon, and I am a Democratic candidate for mayor of Darby Borough. Future mayor of Darby Borough, about to be the youngest mayor in Darby Borough's history, the first black man to be mayor of Darby Borough, and the first immigrant to be mayor of Darby Borough as well. I am here in the beautiful studio of LRTN, the only place that I personally come to get my news. They have been amazing since they launched their website and their platform, so please check it out.
And we're back from commercial with your girl, Fisha Shade. Are y'all ready for some entertainment?
Oh, yeah.
Because I know I am. But before we start, let's give a shout out to, it is Women's History Month, so let's give a shout out to Koto Williams. She is the head of women's rights for 20 years, guys. She has her women's rights location in Africa, Middle East, and some parts of America. She's been doing it for many, many years, guys. So shout out to you, Koto Williams. We thank you for all your hard work. We're highlighting you today on LRTN, How's My People, because you are a woman that should be highlighted. And plus, it's Women's History Month. Thank you for all your hard work. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. You're helping a lot of young women and old women all across the world.
Hey, purr.
All right, guys. Let's talk about other news that's been going on this week. So Waka Flocka Flame, if you don't know, is a hip-hop. That's his favorite thing to do. Show them again, Daryl. Because he has all these dreads and that's his thing to do. But he's a hip-hop artist, preferably a rapper. And he's from Atlanta. So he has this TV show. It's called The Flockas. And his little daughter decided for her quinceañera that she would take a girl to escort her down. Instead of usually they are escorted with a male. Now, in the interview, they asked him, how do you feel about that and your daughter coming out? He did say she never came out. She was never hiding. And he kind of was okay with it. Him and his wife were okay with her taking a girl, escorting her down to offer quinceañera. What do you guys think about that?
This is like I'm very, shout outs to you, Charlie, for having the courage to take a girl to your quinceañera. You know what I mean? That's props. On the other hand, in regards to Waka and his comments, previously, years back, Waka used to make terms, derogatory, derogatory terms against gay people.
Yeah, he
You
did.
know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
He used to come at gay people all different type of sideways.
Yeah.
In our Liberian culture, you can see how God can work.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying all these things about gay people, and now look, you have a gay daughter in your home, raising a gay daughter. So now the narrative of the story is that you can't really judge something if you haven't really experienced it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm happy that you have came to such, revelation, to such wisdom. You know what I mean? But I wish you probably would have understood that when there were many different accusations against you, speaking against gay people or the LGBTQ committee. So,
his mom's kind of like the same too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so, like, if you have to understand how that
you
stuff
can't.
like that comes.
Listen, is it?
Like, you gotta understand. I'm
You
not giving you no
can't speculate.
excuse.
We can't.
No,
we cannot speculate.
I'm not.
You have to think about it.
You gotta
That's
watch what she said. She's done a lot of interviews, past the one now.
Right.
She's a little homophobic as well. Let's just say how it is. You know what I'm saying?
I thought you were talking about her, like.
No. I'm talking about Waka Flocka's mom. No. But what I'm trying to say is, like the black community is
that's how they are towards
being homophobic. Whether or not it's because they're closeted or whatever, or they're just ignorant or just like homophobic and we don't understand what it means to not be straight. You know what I mean? Like, but I think it's kind of good to open the conversation up because just like, oh man, now you see where they were coming from.
Right.
Now you have the opportunity to kind of like teach. You know what I'm saying? Maybe Dwayne. I don't know if Dwayne Johnson was. Dwayne Johnson. What's his name?
Dwayne Wade.
Wade. I said
Right.
Johnson. Oh my god. Yo. I'm hungry. I eat my performance food today. You know, I'm a little slow. But Dwayne Wade, like I don't know if he was homophobic or whatever, but like he wasn't, big LGBTQ supporter
Right.
like that. And maybe being silent
Right.
wasn't the best, like especially when you have a platform. You know what I mean? So maybe him being
Right.
silent wasn't the best platform for the LGBTQ community. Now that his daughter is his daughter came out as trans. Then maybe now it opens up those conversations that need to
Right.
be happening. So. Either way, I think it's kudos to like both families on me. Especially, I'm happy for you guys. Walk out like I really do hope you all learn a lesson. Like you could have been like disrespecting your daughter for years and her like not being. But he, as
Right.
he said,
But
he
here's the
was
thing,
like
though,
you
that's why I
never
said
know, or
it's-
like the next one down. You know what I mean?
It took a
Your
lot of
family, your brother, your sister, whomever.
I just
Right.
feel like that's why I said, to your point, I think that's why it took a lot of courage for her to actually be her authentic self.
Yeah.
Because growing up in a family where, you're hearing this talked about this person, you're hearing this talked about
Yeah.
that person, it makes you scared
Yeah.
to be your authentic self sometimes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Especially hearing all that hatred. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Oh, wow, are they going to hate me too? You get what I'm saying? But a question that I would like to pose is like, if Charlie would have had never came out, if this would have had never been the case, would Waka still have this new broadened wisdom and view on the LGBTQ committee?
I don't think so. I think that's what I'm saying. I think sometimes you have to it has to be personal to you before you understand. It's like, huh?
I beg to differ.
You know what?
I think what you guys need to understand is, although the black community is, homophobic a little bit, they don't always, accept, the LGBTQ community. I think you have to realize that they're more lenient towards the L. They're more lenient.
It is.
We see a lot of the hardest, toughest, roughest, baddest guys in their clique. They have a couple studs with them,
Mm-hmm.
So we all know they're a little bit more lenient towards the L, which stands for lesbian, if you don't know.
I think it's because masculinity is
Yeah.
celebrated. in the
And
black
we
community.
know that a lot of hip hop artists who are females, who are lesbian or same sex, like Young M.A. Everyone loves her. Men listen to her music. They're all down for it as well. So I think it's just the aspect of when it goes to the male side of it that they really don't like, which
Yeah.
a lot of
There's a
people
fear
don't
of
like that.
demasculation in
Yeah,
the
it's a
black community and
demasculation.
the breakup of the
People
black family
love,
and
a
stuff
lot of
like
guys say, I love a strong, hard woman, da-da-da-da-da. But girls don't like little soft boys. And, the black men, they don't want to see their other bro like, oh, you're not about to hang with my clique if that's what you do. Because if that's what you do, they going to think everybody in my clique do that,
Mhm.
regardless if everybody in my clique do that or not. But if I keep a stud around me, it's no big deal because she's not feeling on me. And anything, I'm going to turn her straight. They say that all
Yeah,
the time.
yeah.
Although it's like
That's a
not
little-
cool and they shouldn't say it.
That's
But
a
that's
little,
just the truth. So
that's a little
so back
frou-frou
to
to me. I don't care what anybody say.
No,
if you
it's not.
if you
It's
look
not.
at studs
there's-
resemble boys. Male
Okay, but at the end of the
figures.
day, they're not boys. No matter what you resemble.
they're
You
not.
are
They're
who
not
you are.
boys. But
I ain't gonna lie. Hold on.
I'm just gonna leave
There
that
be
topic
some.
alone.
There be some.
I ain't gonna come.
They be trying to hide
They
that.
look hard,
you know what I'm saying?
but
And then I'm like, hold on, take off that head.
I feel like they can look hard and
But
masculine
they
all
are.
they
You'll
want.
probably be more
And
masculine.
doesn't matter. They still be having a donkey in the trunk. And
That's
they
what
got
I'm
the
saying,
booty
right?
And the
So I understand.
booty
What,
show.
yeah, I understand what.
I'm just going to put
I
that
understand
the
what those
donkey
guys
be in the
are saying.
trunk.
Yeah.
Okay, and the boobies be showing. So they can't hide it, period. Unless they go do surgery or whatever.
He
No,
said.
but
But,
that's definitely like a
he
conversation
said what he
more
said,
black
and
families.
that's it.
But that's definitely the conversation more black families need to have in their homes. You know what I mean? And are we going to be hypocritical? You know what I'm saying? Do we accept people of the LGBTQ community or not? We can't pick and choose and be like, okay,
Yeah.
the stud's cool, but because I'm that insecure about my sexuality, I'm not going to accept my black brother who might be gay or who is gay and openly gay. 'Cause, hold on, I can't tell you how many times I heard about this other person who is, let's not even get to that other one. You know what I'm saying? Like, but It's not gonna get into it because
Yeah, let's not get into it.
because
So back to your question, or if
And
he
they
was
be-
ever going to be okay with the LGBT community, eventually, yes, he was. His mom was a very masculine woman.
listen,
Now,
that's what I'm saying.
that's-
But like, you gotta understand, that's where the insecurities come from. You know what I'm saying? That's what a lot of times you hear that.
I feel like they would have been more lenient towards the community.
Lesbians. That's what I'm saying. What if he had
I think you
his son was gay?
guys need to understand that things
What did
are
you say? No, I don't
evolving.
think so.
Hush. You guys need to understand that things are evolving. So y'all don't let me get a word out.
Right, I'm sorry, but
I never get to say anything. Like, come
My
on.
bad,
She
my bad,
is
my bad.
overpowered by men here at this table,
Hey.
so that was justified.
So you guys need to understand that we're evolving, and people are getting to understand about the LGBT community more.
Mm.
Y'all saying that, oh, he's a hard, tough rapper. He's never going to understand. Yes, he was. Knowledge is out there. The knowledge about LGBTQ is out there. So whether his daughter was going to say she's with the community or not, I believe he was going to change. Because at the end of the day, he has fans that are LGBTQ, and they listen to his music, and they rock with his music. So if he wants the money, he's going to, be more lenient to whatever crowd is bringing in the cash.
What LGBTQ person listen to Waka Flocka? But that's it. He said what he said.
I know a lot of people that are LGBTQ and that listen to Waka Flocka.
He said what
Flame.
he said.
Listen,
We're moving on.
I feel like if you're gonna be stuck on people's words and what they said years ago or what they said yesterday, then you need to go get some serious help.
No, but I'm that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the fact that he has openly LGBTQ
Right.
people in his family, in his space. That's what is it helping to involve.
It's
I'm
opening
saying
his eyes.
if he's just walking around doing his same thing, hanging around with the same people, it's the same old thing all over again.
Right.
It's probably not going to learn. That's what and that's what it is with a lot of these rappers and black families. You know what I'm saying? It's everyone's this. I won't say the same, but you know what I mean.
And wait, let me just add this in there. I believe Waka Flocka, right? His mom has she adopted this boy, and he was actually gay. So
I didn't know about
and
that.
they were brothers. They were hanging out all the time.
Oh, I
If you
didn't
guys watch Love and Hip Hop, the beginning season,
hip hop. It was like
Oh.
growing up hip hop.
growing up hip hop.
But you know,
They were
him
in
and
there.
Waka was they were of the
They
same
were together.
family.
He used to call Waka. They were together. At the end of the day, I feel like all this controversy about if he would have accepted it or not really doesn't matter because now he's accepted it, period.
Yeah, it's just
And it
a
really,
platform, bro.
whether he would have or not doesn't matter because now he has a reason to accept it because his daughter has came out, well, not came out because as he likes to put it, she was never hiding.
Yeah.
All right. In other news, what has been circulating virally in the Liberian community? Apparently, a lady bent down to pick up a $100 bill, and she was stuck there. Take a look at this video.
You see here, she go find some money here on the ground. While she was walking, she go see the $100. I think that the $100 down there, she go find it and she can't even take one step. As you see her, then it'll take such a huge. And when you see everybody looking at her here, the particular community in Gantara, they call it Tokwe Hill. Tokwe Hill community. The woman, she not able to take one step, she huge. About 30 minutes ago, she just here. People over her.
Y'all saw that? Y'all saw that?
Yeah, it was pretty
Crazy. I heard about these things happening. I know. Look, my luck is great. I always used to find $1 or $2 on the floor. I used to tell my dad, he's like, "You don't pick up money from the floor. It's bad." Blah blah. I never understood why. But after seeing this video, never again.
My mom was saying this thing. It was so funny because we were talking about the video. She was like, if it was like a couple of $100, it mean the person money drop right in their pocket. But what you do when you see in Liberia, you see one single $100 on the
Seriously,
floor?
yeah.
She said I would just leave it and pass by.
What?
And me and my siblings were having a conversation along.
I don't
with
know
her.
that would have lasted it.
I don't think so.
She was
No.
like, because that person that put that $100 there, it was not like $100 and then like $2 bills and then like another $5 bill inside. You know what I mean? It was just one single $100 bill. So she said that person that put a $100 bill there, they know why they put a $100 bill there for and they left it there for a reason.
I think you definitely
they
have
wanted
to
to see
use your discernment or whatever because if you see waffles in the middle of the forest, it's probably it's probably a trap. You know what I'm saying? Donkey, but it's money. Like let's be honest. Like how you gonna you see $100 on the ground, y'all ain't gonna pick it up.
No, but like,
Search the scene. Are you okay? Are you okay?
Sit
And
down.
you know what I'm saying? And
but you know what's funny though? It's funny because my aunts and them used to do this like thing where they had like low key, they were kind of like testing us, and they would leave money.
Oh, that's different in the house.
They
yeah,
would
yeah,
leave
yeah.
money on the table,
Yeah.
and they would put the money down just to see if by the time they came back, if that money would
Yeah.
be there. So like. Growing up, when it came to money and seeing
Right.
money just in
We
certain
would just
places,
leave it.
we would just leave it.
Yeah,
But
my
in
mom used to do
that
the same thing
case,
with cookies, and I always failed.
But in that case, what I was really confused about is, like, he believes in God and the Most High and Jesus Christ. That's his own personal belief. I'm not
Okay.
going to put it on anybody else. But in doing so, we also got to believe that there are evil external forces out there as well.
Right.
And now I know that. But to the extent that it is visible,
Right.
like somebody visibly, like, put wish. It was just too it was just kind of one of those
I
things,
just
like,
can't believe
kind
she
of
was
like,
stuck.
is this real life? Like surreal? Like,
Right.
is she really stuck? And then literally, how I knew that this someone could actually be like a little bit legitimate. The whole crowd of people
That
is
was
standing around her.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, if it was just her and somebody recording a video, I'd be like, oh, they did that for social media, maybe.
Yeah.
But, like, a whole...
But that was what was concerning me, right? Because, okay, it very could have
That's
well
a
been
little
some
scary.
type of spiritual warfare on this woman and that $100
Right.
bill. But let's look at it from a logical standpoint too. What if this woman was having some type of health crisis and everyone around her was too scared that it was something else and they left her to like be defenseless at that point? You know what I'm saying? At least go put some. Y'all, none of y'all can pray. None of y'all prayer warriors. Go put some hands on her or something.
I
At
mean,
that
all the
point,
prayer
like,
warriors that we see,
So when you go to put
one
your
or
hand
two of
on,
them
you
could
could
have
be
helped her
stuck
out.
too.
Listen, power of God. You know what I'm saying? I believe.
Right, I believe God
the
would have
Holy
helped,
Spirit
but you
and
have to
the
be
enemy
like a
will be
strong
stronger than that.
Christian.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. The whole group of them couldn't have.
sorry.
The whole group of them couldn't have like came around and prayed over this woman or done something to help her. I think sometimes we let our superstitions or our beliefs get in the way
Yeah.
of being practical. Sometimes you know what I'm saying. I think this is one
I
of
would
those
take
situations where it
that.
might have been.
But Daryl, come on now. Daryl.
We don't know the full story. She might have had some type
Daryl.
of pre-existing
Daryl, that
condition.
wish.
Like
Daryl.
she
Daryl,
might
that
have
wish.
narcolepsy or
That
something.
wish.
Yeah, wish.
No,
That
honestly though,
witchcraft.
you could do.
Voodoo.
No, I'm not gonna.
Black magic.
I'm just not even gonna like take that.
No,
there,
I
but like,
I know-
yeah.
That black
I think
magic,
you-
that don't have nothing
you
wrong.
shouldn't- you
Somebody
shouldn't,
set her
like,
up.
We
You
shouldn't just because like bring people have the concept
Sure,
of
go checklist, man. You
oh
know
the
what I
person
mean?
the person
make sure it's not
internal system is not working out. I wish the person put on them. Not everything is witch, but they're wrong.
And I'm not agreeing. That was
This
very
This is
odd.
clearly
That
witchcraft.
was very odd, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I think we needed more investigation. You know what I'm saying?
No, we don't need to investigate because there's no one. There's
Yeah,
no,
because
there's no one to
No
even
priest,
do an
man,
investigation.
No God, no bishop, no reverend, no prayer warrior, no.
I mean, maybe
No,
they
not
were.
holy
Maybe they
water.
went to go wake up the prayer warrior and the
And
visions and the
hopefully.
prophets. They probably went to go get them from down the street, Waterside, where they were praying
No,
for
it happens.
somebody else.
Like there are situations where people have like things wrong with their brain.
That's not even funny.
She could
like,
have a tumor. Like legit. Like what's going on with this woman? Like
all I
we
have to
need
say
look at
to
it from other
anyone,
angles. McGarris?
all I have to, Yes.
Okay.
All I have to say to anyone who see $100, just $100 on the floor,
Pray over
please
it.
keep walking. Please keep walking, especially if you're in a country like Liberia, where money don't just fall on the waterside market like that. Please, guys, because someone set that old lady up. I don't know what they had against her, but they need to let my sis be free, break the curse, let her be free. We do not want her to just stay there for years, nice days. Who knows, the one my probably will clip right there.
Yeah,
Yo,
guys.
please release my
Yeah.
entity.
Yeah, guys.
My own advice: pray over it first. No weapons formed against you shall prosper.
Don't
And
pick it up.
take your reward.
Don't pick up money from
Yeah.
the floor in Africa.
Okay, in
Ever
Africa.
again.
Okay, well, think I'll be for the fears.
So we're gonna go.
Y'all drop y'all $100.
All right, let me stop now.
Cause I mean, like I dropped $10 today. Like, what if you know what I'm saying?
But
All I have to say is, unless I'm down, in North
right.
Philly, West or South, and it's a stack from that drug dealer,
No, that's what I'm saying. That's
I'm
what
gonna pick
you
it up
should
because he
discern,
ain't
guys.
losing
Come on.
nothing.
You
I'm gonna
should
put that
discern.
right in my pocket, and
No, because that might be a setup. That might be a setup.
That's not set up. They don't know me down there. They can't be setting me up.
They're trying to take your.
These streets don't know me.
They might be trying to take your stuff and they like, hold up, somebody gonna try to pick that up.
All right, guys, that's enough of my segment. We'll be right back with this short commercial break.
Great to finally be in the studio. I know the last time we shot in Darby Borough, so I was very glad to welcome the team to my community. But it's really nice to be here today and see the beautiful facility that you guys have together. So congratulations on that. I am here today for an update on our spotlight that you guys showcased, I believe, episode 7. I am here today to update the viewers that, you know, we are, as you can see here on our poster, we have transitioned into a write-in candidacy. So our campaign is still going strong. We have just transitioned over to a write-in candidacy. Now, what that means is when the voters of Darby go to the polls on May 18th, our name will not appear on the polls on the ballot. However, our candidacy is still alive and well. So they will have to physically write our name in. So right now we are amping up our ground game, our PR, our promotions, and you know, just making sure we can get the message out there more. So that's why I'm here today. I'm here to ask of all of the viewers here to assist us in amplifying that message of making sure people can come out and actually write Jawar Don in for mayor of Darby Borough.
Well, that's it for today's spotlight. But guys, you guys know what time it is. It's time for your favorite segment. Well, not your favorite, because we should all be your favorite. But
Okay.
all I'm saying is the most juicy one, the one what different, yeah? This topic time, it's Taboo Topics with your guy, McGarris Jackson. So usually for Taboo Topics, I either do something that's more a little messy sometimes, gives us the opportunity to, you know, give our perspective on different issues. But this taboo topic is going to be more solemn, if I'm using the word correctly, more serious. This taboo topic stems from a situation that I was following on social media. It follows a 13-year-old boy by the name of Samarion Humphrey, who was being bullied in school by his white classmates. It went so far to the extent that the white classmates invited him over for a sleepover. Now, his parental guardian, his mother, thought that, you know, him being invited over to this sleepover was going to be like an olive branch. You know, to like kind of settle the whole debacle between the classmates.
Right.
But to their surprise, and to Samarion's surprise, when he got to the sleepover, there was a total hidden agenda that was revealed. So they were playing games at the sleepover, and one of the games required everyone to drink from cups. Just so happened that the cup that Samarion was drinking from was urinated in. Did what? The cup that was filled with one of the classmates' urine was drunken, and then they actually drinking the urine. That's not the only part about this sleepover that kind of went sour. So after drinking pee, they decided, you know what? Let's take it a little bit further. In his sleep, they decided to beat him in his sleep. I guess it was supposed to be some type of game they tried to forge it as, but he was being beaten in his sleep.
Wow. It's a mess.
A mess, like a true mess. So for today's segment, I wanted to touch on bullying and the effects of bullying. Guys, usually for me, it's more of a free flow, but I really want to give like some real good facts about this. So here I have my handy dandy note cards, and that I'm going to try to read from, you know, so just bear with me. But literally there are 6 types of bullying. A lot of the time we know the regular physical bullying where, you know, somebody is pushing you, slapping you, you know, that's physical. We're also very aware of verbal bullying where, you know, somebody's cursing at you, calling you out of your names. But there are 4 other types of bullying that don't really get talked about as frequently. The first one is sexual bullying. that comes on, how can I say this? Sexual bullying is basically bullying that is kind of, the word, excuse me, I'm just going to say it out flat right. Sexual bullying is bullying that is based on someone's sexual orientation, someone's sexual preference, someone's sexual activity, or someone's sexual development. So in that aspect, they're coming at a person for a sexual act that they did. Coming at the person because, you know, some girls...
So like shaming for their...
Shaming for their...
Body shaming.
Some
Yeah.
sexual... Some of it is body shaming. Some of it is like, you know, a girl, like for example, a girl ends up sleeping with a big high schooler jock, you know, this unreally known well girl,
Right.
and then
Everyone will shame them.
Yeah.
out of nowhere, a video is leaked all over school. You know,
Right.
things of that
That's
nature.
a sign of bullying.
That's a
definitely.
sign of sexual bullying. Another is relational aggression. So relational aggression bullying is basically that's more socially based. It's based on social manipulation. You know,
Right.
having the person do crazy things such as drink urine
Right.
is like a relational aggression. You know, under the impression that this is my friend. You know what I
Right,
mean?
and they're not going to do anything.
And they're
to
not
you.
going to do anything to me or do something that would, you know, harm me. And then it being something that was used to embarrass or ridicule. Also, for relational aggression, it's sabotaging someone's social standing.
It's crazy.
Yes. Example. I don't really want to. Example. Donald Trump. How many of his cabinet members? How many of the people that actually worked for Donald Trump underwent relational aggression? Where if they did not do what he said, their standing in society was criticized,
Right.
ridiculed, and demeaned.
Right.
You know. Also, I mean, we're really aware of this one, but I kind of left it out of the other known ones. It's cyberbullying.
Yeah.
Cyberbullying is more prevalent in this millennial age when it comes to bullying because, let's face it, guys,
Right. The
We
kids aren't
are-
in school anymore, so
it's not even
they're
that.
using the internet mostly to bully.
But like we're in the technology, like I don't know.
Technology era.
Technology.
Yes, I don't
Yes.
know what's up with my tongues today, but I'm gonna fix it. But in the technical era where everything is based on technology and internet usage, so getting on social media, you know what I mean, and seeing certain things, you know, we all know what social bullying is. I don't really have
Right.
to go into it, but there
Bullying
are
someone on social media, basically.
basically, but.
Which is just as harmful because it's public and everyone can see it.
Yeah.
And it's just as
Some
hurtful
people
as doing
just
it in
be-
person.
And, also
And what you
people
put on
like
the
be
internet never
cowards.
gets deleted.
You know
That
what
is
I'm
very
saying?
Anyone
true.
can just screenshot it and keep it forever, and that's embarrassing. It's hurtful.
And cyberbullying also leads segues into the other parts of bullying like
Right.
relational aggression, which is a compromise of someone's social standing. Because if something's put on social media, you know what I mean, that can ruin somebody's chances of opportunity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
that's
So
like,
cyberbullying.
That's like you taking away someone's pursuit of happiness at an extent if you go for enough. You know, some people do take it far enough where it damages like you
the
know what I
person,
mean?
you know?
completely in their future. You know what I mean?
But you know what I mean? It all comes with that person. But how to identify a kid who's being bullied, especially for
Was that
parents.
all 6? I'm sorry. I was trying to count. Was that 6?
Yeah.
Okay, my bad.
So for all the parents out there, especially when it comes to your kid and bullying, you would want to be aware of the signs of your kid being bullied.
Right.
Sometimes when your kid comes to you and they tell you, "Oh, somebody's making fun of me,"
Right.
especially when it comes into the African community, "Oh, me not
Right.
jelly, hard
They making fun of you, make fun of them back.
Make
but
fun of them
sometimes
back.
It's really hurtful things. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and it's so funny because I heard this saying earlier this week, but I'm gonna say it again. You remember back in the day they used to say, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me."
Right. May never hurt me. They have a chance of hurting you depending on the type of person
Yes, you
that
know what I
you
mean.
are and how you take words. So.
But words stick with people regardless. I don't care if you have the utmost confidence in the world, you know what I mean? But words stick with people
Right.
regardless. But to identify kids being bullied, here's some of the identifications. Depression and anxiety. If you see that your child is anxious a lot of the time, especially when it comes around being around a group of people. You know what I mean? Chances are 9 times out of 10 they've been bullied.
They're being bullied. Yeah.
Or they're being bullied, you know? Especially a happy child, if you notice that a happy child goes into a shell,
Right.
that's somewhat of an extent that that child is being bullied. Or they're hiding something.
Right.
One of the two. Another sign is sadness and loneliness. You know what I mean? Excessive sadness and loneliness.
Right.
Everybody gets sad, of course. You know, it's a human emotion.
Right.
But to go to the extent of loneliness, especially
Right.
as
Always,
a child,
constantly, yeah.
as a child, that's a problem because, you know, growing up in our age, we all was playing outside
Right.
in Bristol Gardens. We always had a game to play, but when it comes to loneliness and you see your child don't want to interact,
With no one, you should definitely look into it. They could
definitely,
be being bullied.
yeah, look into it. Another sign is changes in sleeping patterns and eating patterns. I know that's not really commonly known for people being bullied. It's just one of the statistics that I took off of line. When it comes to people being bullied, sometimes their patterns. I wouldn't just say eating patterns or sleeping patterns. I would just say that person's overall patterns and how they carry on in their day-to-day is different. That goes to the extent of them being bullied. But a lot of the times, these like little symptoms of
Right.
being bullied, it carries on into their adult life. It's sad to say. You know what I mean? It just is what it is. And now I would like to give my colleagues an opportunity, you know, to speak on bullying because one way or another, we all have came in contact with bullying.
Right.
Whether we were the bully, whether we have been bullied, or whether we were a bystander of bullying.
Right.
So what's your take on it?
What you said about the sleeping and the eating, you said that it's not like common. I think it can be common if that child is being bullied about maybe their weight. Maybe some people are saying they're too skinny or they're too big, so they might, you know, eat a little more or eat a little less. They might not sleep because they have anxiety and their mind is always running on, oh my gosh, tomorrow morning I have to go to school and have to face this, you know, this bully, and I have to face them and they're going to terrorize me and do whatever. But most of the time, bullies are people who are being bullied. So they're probably being bullied at home by their parents, or someone is doing something to them. Sometimes it could be inappropriate or something that's just hurting them. So they come to school and they hurt the other kids because, you know, there's that saying that hurt people hurt people.
Yes.
So it's not always to check on the person that's being bullied, and also check on the bully because there could be a reason to why they're acting like that and why they're like carrying themselves this big bad person.
Yeah, so definitely check on but like also I think to avoid kids getting bullied, I think you guys hit it on the nail when you guys said that like hurt people, and like most of the time the bully is being bullied. I think I don't want to say that because I hate like always being the one who has a bad mouth like being people, but like I see some big bullies in the Liberian community.
That's true.
It's
Yes.
a cultural thing with us. Like we love to bully each other.
They call it hard joking.
It's not. No. It gets to the point where it's pure wickedness. Like seriously. Like I think people who do bully, like what happened with that kid, if anything is witchcraft, because like how do you put it in your heart to say I'm gonna do this stuff to somebody? I'm going to like go this far to destroy somebody, to like demean them, to dehumanize them. If you're able to do that, you're able to kill. You know what I'm saying? You're able to make a sacrifice on somebody's life if you're able to do stuff like these to other people. But like it's something that's very normalized in the Liberian community. So I'm like, you should definitely, check yourself first. Like, what do you? And your child is learning from you. What are you teaching your child?
What are you doing in the house?
Exactly. They go and imitate that and take it right back into their schools. You're perpetuating the same thing that we. No more do as I say, not as I do. You know what I'm saying? Watch your words. Watch how you talk about people. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I say this all the time. Like things happen. You know what I mean? Like situations come about and like we discuss it. You know what I mean? Like even like gossiping, it happens. You know what I mean? We're human. But I think what we do is like we take like people's insecurities. Especially in the Liberian community, we take like people's insecurities. We take like people's bad moments and we extend it to the point of no beyond, and we throw it everywhere to hide our own insecurities.
Right.
Like I caught myself doing it too. But like I've always been a kid who was like, I always hated bullies like my
Right.
entire life. Like, cause I had a friend growing up who was gay, right? And she was like always her authentic self. Like, wore jeans, didn't give a crap, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
And like,
As she should.
exactly, and like she would get like bullied. At that time, I didn't even like. I was like, you cool. Like, you know how to kick a kickball. We cool. You know what I mean? I'm kicking
Right.
every time. You know what I mean?
Right.
But like when I saw her getting bullied like by like all the other kids, because like they saw that she was different and I didn't.
Right.
Also, because you know, like I'm used to at that point, like kids are still calling me the African booty scratcher.
Right.
So I'm used to seeing how like you get bullied. So like once I picked up on that, like ever since when I was like, I can't be that person who could like put someone down. Like we became like great friends. I was like, I can never be that person who will like see someone at their worst, who will see and then like perpetuate the same hate that they're being like, because I know how it feels. Like that's part of being human, is having empathy for other people. So like if you truly human, and I was raised Christian, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I've been
Love
to
it,
so many
man.
different churches with different denominations and all that. I mean, like I was indoctrinized like as a child. Like I'm on the real. Like my aunt was starting her church back then at the time. So like she would like practice her lessons with us. So like we'll do like Bible studies. I live with my aunts over the summertime and we'll go there. My mom loves to like she'll like preach like she'll randomly just have a Bible study on a Saturday morning. You know what I mean? She loves to like we'll have like in depth like debates on the Bible and stuff. Like so I've always been around. The Bible, I've always been around that like idea of grace and love and mercy
Right.
and you know like extending that hand to people. So like I can never see. I'm sorry, I'm not going on it, but this is actually something
No,
that
it's
like
good.
really like hits hard because like I never really like, especially growing up like in middle school, high school, I wasn't like really bullied like that. It was more so the microaggressions for me from white people. You know what I mean? Like it was that type of bullying that I kind of had to like learn to get over because like it's like you snap and then you're the bully. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if you don't say anything, then you stupid and it will keep doing it. So I had to like walk that thin line with that. I had to like learn how to like navigate
Defend
around
yourself
that
without being a bully.
being a bully
Letting your
or,
feelings get
or letting
infected.
them like
Yeah.
perceive you as a
The
bully.
bullying,
You know what I mean?
demonize you. It's
Right.
Right.
So like I've learned to like walk that fine line, but like when I see other people get bullied, I don't have like the patience for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I'm the
You want to
first one to follow that.
I think
because
it's
I know how
like
it feels.
sometimes when people are being bullied, if someone has like a nice clothes or a nice hair, or they sometimes they like that person is unique and they're different and they have the courage to stand up for themselves. So instead of like supporting that person and say, "Hey, I want to be friends with you," they always like bully them. Then later on, they're like, "Hey, I want to be friends with you," but you know,
And
it's
I've
too
done
late
that too,
now.
yeah.
We're grown. We're above it.
Yeah.
So I think if you're someone or if your child is being bullied, you should always remind them that they're probably bullying you because they want to be like you or because
Yeah,
they want to
I've done
have
that too, yeah.
something that you have or be as talented or as smart or as pretty or as unique or, you know, special that you are. So instead of them encouraging you, they don't know how because someone at home is telling them that these things that they have on them is like bad and wrong. So they, instead of them encouraging you, all they know how to do is like tear you down. And I think the Liberian community and African community as a whole have to be very careful with how you talk to your children about the different things that they like to do. Because what you say to them, sometimes they will go out and do it to other people. Because sometimes parents can be the biggest bullies
Oh yeah,
to
that's
their
another
kids.
thing. Yeah,
They
yeah.
can ridicule them more than anybody else. When a child is developing new ways or their body is changing or different things going on with them, you guys say little things, y'all say hard joking, but sometimes that can really hurt someone's feelings, and then you're not the only person that sees that your child is, you know, getting a little skinnier or your child likes to wear long hair. Other people are seeing it as well, and they are being bullied from other people. What makes you think they're going to come to you and tell you if you're saying the same thing? That way they have no one to, like, you know, really speak out to about it. So what's going to happen in return? They'll either continue being bullied or they will in return become a bully. So we have to be very careful, I think, of what we say to our children, what we say not just to our children, because adults can bully each other too.
Oh,
That is
What
very
we
true.
say to everyone.
Yeah.
But guys,
Don't just make fun of people because of you think it's just hard joking.
Yeah.
It's not a joke. People have real feelings. You shouldn't make fun of anyone.
I definitely agree with you guys, but I kind of wanted to wrap up this segment.
Yeah.
I do appreciate you guys weighing in because this topic.
I appreciate this topic. You know what
It's
I mean?
it's a heavy topic,
Yeah.
right? And like once I saw it, it kind of reason why I picked it is because it resonated with me. Not for the small violin, but more so of the empowering triumph and the blowing of the horns.
Right.
This is for the kid who's being bullied. a message from one person to another, from one strong, courageous kid to another, my
Right.
inner child, is to tell you that you're gonna grow up and you're going to be fab.
Okay.
Okay?
Alright.
You're gonna grow up and you're going to conquer the world.
Right.
That's if and only if you don't let what anybody else is doing or saying to you deteriorate you from your path. We know sometimes it's hard for you to, like, you know, stay at it because you
Right.
get discouraged. You know what I mean? Everyone gets hurt. Everyone gets discouraged. You know what I mean? But stay you. You know what I mean? And to what my colleague said, hurt people, but you don't have to be the hurt person that hurts people.
Right.
You can be that hurt person that went on and healed
Yes.
other
Oh, yeah,
people.
man, I love
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? And in
Turn it
being
around.
hurt, you can also help heal other people. You know what I mean? There's healing in being hurt. You know?
Yeah. Because you get that empathy, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you
It
understand.
makes you stronger,
You
you know?
understand it
does.
makes you stronger because
Yeah.
what doesn't kill you
Only makes you stronger. But guys, that was a very, very heavy segment. I hope that all of our viewers is watching that. If your kids are not in the room with you right now, that you definitely go back and replay the video again and definitely sit down with your kid and have them watch the segment on bullying. You know what I mean? And talk to them. Open up that dialogue. You
Right.
know?
Most
And
important.
also lastly, therapy
can help.
can
you know,
help.
a hurt child.
Guys, you guys have guidance counselors in your school. Utilize them. They're therapists in a sense.
Yeah.
You know? And just remember that you're never alone, you know? But that's it for today's taboo topic, guys. And we're gonna be right back with Papito. And I just want to tell you guys I love you guys. Oh, that was such a
you
good
guys.
I love you
segment.
too.
That was such a good segment. But we'll be right back after this commercial break.
So, my name is Rafina Antoine Bracewell. I'm here today with LRTN. We are on Wooden Avenue in the Chase African American grocery store. We have fufu powder, we have palm butter, we have cassava leaves. We even have body care like creams and soap. We have wigs for the hair. So, come down and join us. We're going to meet all your house food and kitchen needs.
Welcome back, guys. It's that time of the night. It's the time where, we call Papito to see where he's at. He gives us his input on everything that happened in this episode. So let's get it on. So, Papito, you there?
Yeah.
Where you at, Papito? What's up?
We
what you
miss
doing?
you. How have you been?
Oh, I've been great. Oh, wow, I've been out here for a long time.
I know.
Oh, it wasn't that
We're enjoying our
long.
stimulus money. We're
You
enjoying
miss us?
that.
No man, what Jay?
Oh, don't be easy. I get it. My daughter called me. She said she got it.
Oh, wow. So where are you right now?
I stay in Liberia. I said, we'll come back, but if you get 1,400, what you'll be rushing for?
So enjoyment.
Yeah.
Finally
Yeah.
got that stimmy.
I just credit team from people. I tell them credit me. They don't credit me because me I know I get money come. Yeah. Oh, I listen to the children talking. I think when the woman stop, the woman can move. She go in the morning. The witchcraft are in the country and somebody. Yeah, I saw that
Tell
in
us
the court.
about that.
Yeah, the people were talking about the witchcraft are in the country. Yeah, there are something. The woman stop. The woman can move. Yes, I mean, I get ready. I told her, I said, my money can open $50 there. See, let me see somebody will take it. You will get stuck if you take it. I'm telling you. It's not easy. But I think that's true. The woman got stuck for true.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I'm telling you, everybody talking about it in Liberia. Yeah, I thought I think that my guys were talking about you know, my grandchildren in Liberia, in America there. They used to go to school. When I go to school, the bus dropping them off, picking them off in the bus. The children can be telling me, say, somebody used to be and laughing at them, telling them things. One time the bus came, I went in the bus, I stood right in the bus. The teacher, the bus driver, everybody was there. I won it.
I know that's right.
Right.
Just,
And the party
Okay.
tell something, whether you apply from wedding. I will whip you and we'll go to the police station.
Same thing. I
Exactly.
do the same thing. I do the same thing.
Yo, said I told them to go to my
I
children.
fight
yo.
kids.
I went to the school. I tell the teacher then to the school. I tell the principal. I caused problem there. I think they said they got rid of some of the children that were in the school there. So because nothing I see what thing and we be sitting down to the hall. The children go to school. The children come back. They can't talk. Sometimes they want to do something. I think the people need to take it seriously in America there. Yeah. And I think you were talking, Daryl was talking, saying the Liberian community, hey, you know how when you said, I don't let it do it, but sometimes the person, oh, move on here, you stupid. Oh, we're going to fully boy, so. And the same thing in there, I think the military there, they can sit down with it when you go low, they can change. I know that thing when they come to America, and I got seeing people, that thing people, they start talking about it there. And the people can do it in Liberia, they can do it. They're very intelligent. Oh, they bought to this. They bought to that. He said, I ran there the cold spoon. They're cooking. But then they take out the cold spoon and use it. Not do it. When Paul can oh, the boy, he too stupid. So they're very tall. You know, I can tell them, I said, what happened to your hand? You can't take the cold spoon.
Right.
And you said the boy stupid. Then what happened to you? Who said I ran there? Then they can get there with me. But that thing is a serious thing.
Yeah.
That's a serious thing going on. Yeah. Now, Paul, in David there. That running, that Joel. Yeah, I know Joel. Joel.
J-O-A.
I know Terrence. Everybody need to, what you need to do, you need to tell about, you ready to one piece of paper because me, I got my friend and they didn't go to school. They didn't know the need. You ready to need that one piece of paper, get a pen, when they go, they will take that thing, they will ready.
Yeah.
Because that thing is serious.
Yeah.
People, you don't want to buy it, people go to be looking for it. At least when we go with nowhere, you say number 1, number 2, you can just look for it, you just do it, you know. But now one way you got to go ready, you need to start looking for pen, when you start teaching people, and so people can start teaching the family people because that boy got to win.
Yeah.
That boy to win. That boy got to win, you got to win. I coming back, now play, I coming back. I think they said that what he May or something.
May.
Yeah, my senior check will be finished, but that's why I got to come out with some money. So I'm coming back so we can make sure that boy win. That boy got to win, I think, because it's serious.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. In the morning, I got to go to sleep. You know, so I will see you, you're doing a good job. Don't sit on again, you're going to come out because it's and I talk about you, so much, everybody can be waiting for you. So you're going to come out.
Thank you.
All right, you have 2 times, yeah.
All right.
Thank
Have
you.
A good one.
Well, it's pretty insightful this week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like what you have to say.
Yeah.
But guys, this is the end of episode 9 with the beloved and the divine co-host of How's My People. But before we leave, please sit tuned for the next episode because that one is going to be a banga.
Okay.
Another banga.
Hey,
You don't want to miss the season finale, guys.
You don't want to miss the
You don't wanna
season
miss that.
finale.
And we're going to have Juanita back.
Yeah, you know,
Q's gonna be
hold on. We're going to have a surprise that includes Juanita.
yeah.
Y'all know what's going on. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, yes.
Just tune
Stay
in.
tuned. Make sure you're sharing. Make sure you're subscribing to our channels.
But before you click that mouse or touch that dial, please follow us on all social media platforms. First goes our website, www.lrtn-sdf.org. Again, that's www.lrtn-sdf.org on all social media platforms. We are, Twitter is LRT at LRTN4. Instagram at LRTN_215. And Facebook, we are the Liberian Radio and Television Network. Well, that was an episode. That was definitely an episode. But sadly, we have to sign out, you know? But I am your co-host, McGarris Jackson.
Fuchsia Shere.
Daryl Kennedy.
And we are signing out. But remember, LRTN is
Here, there,
we're everywhere.